Book of Love 2004. A young couple, Elaine and David, meet a lonely Chet baker in an ice cream shop, and they become friends. Chet has a crush on Elaine and they have a one-night stand. Elaine tells about her infidelity to David and their life is affected by the affair. Book of Love, if nothing else, certainly brings out the awkwardness of a couple. Distraught by one's extramarital affair, do they just pretend nothing happened? Or even if they try to deal with the situation, there is always that little reminder in the back of their heads that this person has slept with someone else. Can they really be trusted anymore? Book of Love at least does this much effectively, allowing us the vicarious, uneasy feeling that at least the married couple seem to endure after the affair is made known. As for everything else, however, the situation is neither new and there is relatively little substance to deal with. Viaggio Celebrity presents top 10 movies similar to Book of Love. Number 10. And While We Were Here 2012. While working on a writing project on the island of Ischia, a married woman enters into an affair with a younger man. A woman named Jane moves to an island in Italy with her husband Leonard so he can play viola and she can write. Her husband is very serious and must work all the time. There she meets a young man named Caleb, who takes her around for a day, showing her how it feels to be young and free. She meets her husband for lunch the next day and tells him how great it was to have fun and feel 19 again. Then as they are about done with lunch, Caleb shows up and sits down to talk with them. Jane is thrilled and introduces Caleb to her husband. He pulls out a cigarette and offers it to Jane. Jane accepts and this angers Leonard because he didn't know prior to this that Jane smoked. Leonard, trying to rush the situation, asks for the check and leaves with Jane. Jane walks Leonard halfway to work and then she goes off on her own. The film was shown in black and white during its festival circuit, but it was ultimately released in color. Number 9. And They Call It Summer 2012. The story of a married couple, Dino and Anna. They love each other, but there is not a conventional relationship. Among them, there was never a physical relationship. They both had other relationships and different romantic experiences. That past increases the discomfort of the situation. Dino has a complex personality, has had a difficult childhood after the death of his brother who committed suicide and the subsequent abandonment by his mother. Paolo Franchi is one of the most interesting directors working in Italy today. And They Call It Summer is a courageous and incredibly stylish film. Without a doubt, one of the best films released in Italy in the last few years. The film tries in a very honest way to address the issue of longing and desire and question of frailties of the male love imagination. A man and woman are haunted by the past that lingers on. They cannot live together, but they can't be apart as well. They float in an emotional wasteland trying to come to terms with their own desperation. The camera work is astonishing and Franchi's direction is absolutely brilliant. Number 8. Canon, Fidelidad Unlimited 2014. Mariana and Julian have it all. 2 kids, success and love for each other. Then they try an open marriage and the situation turns ugly. Mariana, a businesswoman, and Julian, a war photographer, have been happily married for many years and have 2 teenager kids. They are in love and are very successful in their professional lives. They have a wonderful love life. One day he tells her that she can have love with other men if she tells him everything in detail. So they try an open marriage and the situation turns ugly. They wanted total passion, but passion gets dangerous fast when new lovers enter and suspicion rise. Role of Mariana is played by Mariana Sevene. Mariana released her first music CD for the soap opera Rebecca when she sang the theme song Me Equivoque, this single being the most popular in the radio in Miami and Mexico. After her first successful song, she released her second single named No Me Faltes Tu with the same results. Number 7. Brownian Movement 2010. Charlotte is a German doctor in Brussels. She is married to architect Max and mother of a young son. She rents an apartment to meet with little attractive men from her patients for love. At the same time, she leads an intimate marriage and family life. The love life with her husband radiates security and trust. When she meets one of the chosen patients, he wants to get closer to her. She suffers a nervous breakdown. She strikes the man and finally collapses. Her affairs are now known. She loses her job as a doctor and her marriage is about to end. Together with her husband, she tried to save the marriage with a therapy. 2 years later, the family moved to India, where Max worked as an architect. Twins are born and family happiness seems regained. But Max still cannot dismiss his wife's doubt. The mistrust remains and he follows her on her morning walks. There is little dialogue, especially with the large number of love scenes. It's a quiet movie. Sandra Hüller plays the cold lead character. She never really let the audience into the character. Number 6. Emma 2019. A couple deal with aftermath of an adoption that goes awry as their household falls apart. Emma, a young dancer, decides to separate from Gaston after giving back Polo, the son they both adopted and were unable to raise. In a desperate search through the streets of the port city of Valparaiso, Emma seeks love affair in order to overcome her guilt. However, she has a secret plan to recover everything she's lost. The cinematography is absolutely gorgeous, especially considering the color gradient and the superb slow camera movements. Both Gaston and Emma give fantastic performances. The dance scenes are greatly choreographed and are completely entrancing. The emotional scene between Emma and Gaston conversing about their failing with Polo and their relationship since Polo land powerfully. The score is mesmerizing and it lathers the movie in emotional richness and is always utilized effectively. The love scenes are incredibly sensual, intimate, and they succinctly highlight the depth of where Emma will go for Polo. Number 5. Happy End 1999. When a wife becomes the breadwinner of her family after her husband loses his job, adultery becomes part of her life. Choi Bora is a successful career woman who becomes involved with her ex-lover Kim Il-beom. Her home life is a snow. She is mother to an infant child and her husband Seo-min Ki has lost his job, leaving her as the family's sole breadwinner. It's unclear if she is with Il-beom just for the love or for the passion, both of which Min-ki seems incapable of giving. But it seems the jobless Min-ki hasn't been just wandering around parks and reading romance novel as first thought. He knows something is going on and he is collecting evidence. She is unable to stop going back to Il-beom even though she seems physically and emotionally damaged by their continued affair. Il-beom has realized that he is hooked on her and is very aware of his jealousy-driven action toward her and her family. Without each other, they have no passion in their lives, and so they must keep going back to each other. Number 4. Frank and Lola 2016. Frank is a brooding Las Vegas chef who has always focused his energy into his culinary talents until he meets Lola, a young and beautiful enigma. Together, Frank and Lola build an intense relationship that saves them from their mutual despair. Crack begins to show after Lola suddenly cheats on Frank, which leads to Frank's evolving mistrust of Lola and a growing obsession with an imposing man from her past. Director Matthew Ross had been trying to make this film for 10 years prior to its release in 2016. Imogen Poots admitted that his dedication attracted her to the project and it was a large deciding factor in her signing on. The film was well received at Sundance and it shared the creepiness of such films as Basic Instinct, Body Heat and Night Moves. Rarely do contemporary movies go as deep into the male psyche of obsession as this one, and the throwback atmosphere is a perfect fit for the tone. Not many actors simmer like Michael Shannon, and the story offers him the perfect vehicle to remind us that everyone longs to be loved, even when we aren't sure we deserve it. Number 3. High Society 2018. A deputy curator of a charitable-funded art gallery and her husband, a politically ambitious economic professor, will do anything to join the uber elite. Zhang, professor of economics at the National University of Seoul, respected and beloved by students, become a hero in the eye of the public on a TV debate and when he saved a burning man. In the wake of popularity, he decided to go into politics, participate in parliamentary election and oversee the creation of a social bank. Meanwhile, his wife Oh Soo-yeon, deputy director of the Gallery of Contemporary Art, tries in every possible way to take the place of her female manager. For this, she begs Shin Ji-ho, a popular photograph artist, to make an exhibition with them and has an affair with him. Both spouses enter high society where politicians, bandits, and heirs of wealthy families make secret transactions. Both do everything to get through to the elite and they pay the price. Ambition can be quite deceiving, but it is not just the ambition a person has himself, but also that of individuals who are close to that person. And the theme here is quite something. Infidelity is wrong, but how does that make an impact on a couple? And what lengths should they go for their own goals? It is this question the movie asks that are quite riveting and that are really relatable. Number 2. Konigin, Nacht 2017. Inga, together with husband Ludwig, forms cheese lovers, sells organic apple at the weekly market. She is an organic farmer with a passion. They pursue the dream of an autonomous life in a rural idyll with their 2 teenage children. But they are far away from financial independence. If they do not pay off their loan, they lose the yard. And the mountain of debt is growing. To escape the misery, she starts to work for an escort agency. In a nutshell, she sells her body to wealthy men. Ludwig knows about it. Because he sees no other way out, he accepts her decision. But relationship and family suffer under her new job, especially as she begins to like it. When a customer Oliver falls in love with her, the situation escalates. Movie is directed by Emily Atef. Emily Atef was born in Berlin. She is a director and writer known for The Stranger in Me, Molly's Way, and 3 Days in Quebec. Number 1. Lovebirds 2017. A couple, Tamara and Elon, meet each other in a hotel suite for a day full of fantasy. They are celebrating their 10th wedding anniversary and this is their routine celebration. But this year is different. Through this day's secret, lies will be coming out while they are both living their love fantasy. As they go along through the revelation of secret infidelities and untold desire, the experience becomes more and more painful for both of them. Lovebirds make you think, not a dark movie, but a very enjoyable movie with an excellent soundtrack, reveals the complication and complexities of marriage. This is not a movie that should be watched superficially. You have to be able to dig in with an open heart. There is a lot of emotion everything. Movie is directed by Dover Kosasvili. Dover Kosasvili was born in Georgian SSR. He is an actor and director known for the late marriage, Im Hukim, and Infiltration.